Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that is absolutely crucial, but so often gets pushed to the background when we talk about Parkinson's disease, and that is you, the caregiver. We're going to take a really honest look at the challenges, but more importantly, we are going to find an empowering, sustainable path forward.
So first things first, we have to start by just acknowledging what's really going on, because there is a hidden crisis happening in so many homes. And if you're a caregiver, well, you're living it. You're on the front lines.
I want you to just picture this for a second. An earthquake has just hit. You're standing there in your living room, and you're desperately trying to fix everything at once, propping up a wall here, sweeping up glass there. It's that feeling of constant chaos. That's what caregiving can feel like, and you're right in the middle of it all.
And the really important thing to know is that this feeling, this overwhelming weight, it has a name. It's called caregiver burden. And this isn't just, feeling stressed out. It's a real, recognized thing that impacts every single part of your life. Your health, your emotions, your finances. Just giving it a name, just being able to point to it and say, that's what this is, that is such a huge first step. And when you look at the numbers behind this burden, wow, they are staggering. Research shows that almost 3/4 of caregivers report what they call excessive tiredness. And we're not just talking about feeling a little sleepy. This is a deep, down-to-your-bones exhaustion. And right on top of that, more than 60% are dealing with a chronic lack of sleep. So think about that. You combine that kind of exhaustion with never ever being able to fully recharge, it's just a perfect storm for total burnout. And the impact goes beyond just how you feel physically or emotionally. It's financial too. A full 15% of caregivers, that's more than 1 in 10, have to quit their jobs completely, just to provide the care that's needed. I mean, that's the real-world scale of this crisis.
Okay, so seeing the crisis for what it is, that's step one. Now we need to talk about a pretty fundamental shift in how we think about this. It all starts with an idea you've probably heard before, but I'm telling you, its application here is absolutely vital.
It's the oxygen mask principle, right? This is not a selfish act. It's a medical necessity. And neurologists, therapists, they all agree. A healthy caregiver is the central pillar holding everything up. Because if you, the caregiver, collapse from exhaustion, the entire support system for your loved one, it collapses right along with you.
In fact, your body actually has a built-in alarm system for this. It's called compassion fatigue. And it's basically the warning light before full-blown burnout. So if you find yourself feeling more irritable, maybe less empathetic, that is not a moral failing. It's a biological signal. Your body is literally telling you, hey, the tank is empty, we need to rest right now. So, that idea leads us right into another huge mindset shift, and it's all about redefining your role, moving from being a carer to becoming a care partner. And it might just sound like words, but trust me, the difference is profound.
It is so easy, and it comes from a place of pure love, to fall onto what's called the nurse track. You just start doing everything for your loved one. The problem is, you're unintentionally turning them into a patient, taking away their independence. But the care partner model? That's about being on a journey together. It reinforces your bond. It protects the core of your relationship, whether you're a spouse, a child, a friend, from being totally swallowed up by the disease.
And get this, there is some fascinating science behind this idea. So our brains release a reward chemical, dopamine, whenever we overcome a little challenge or finish a task. So by always jumping in to help, you might actually be robbing your loved one of that little chemical reward, that sense of accomplishment. And over time, that can actually make things like apathy and physical decline even worse.
Okay, so we've identified the crisis, we've started to shift our mindset. Now for the really practical stuff. Drawing from the experts, and especially organizations like the European Parkinson Therapy Center, we've put together an actual toolkit you can start using today. First, let's talk about what you should do. Number 1, schedule micro-respite. Just 15 minutes a day that is non-negotiable you time. When friends say, let me know if you need anything, give them a specific micro-mission, like picking up a prescription. Embrace the 80% rule. Seriously, good enough care that keeps you going is way better than perfect care that leads to your burnout. And maybe most important of all, protect your relationship. Make time for joy and laughter that has absolutely nothing to do with Parkinson's.
All right, now for what not to do. First, don't become the medication police. Arguing about pills is draining. Use a tool, an alarm, a smart dispenser, to take that tension out of your relationship. Next, avoid toxic positivity. Phrases like, "but you don't look sick," can feel like you're dismissing their struggle. Instead, try asking, "How has this week been for you?" And finally, just keep reminding yourself, don't fall back into that nurse track. Let them do what they can still do, even if it takes them a little longer.
So, what's the takeaway here? Look, this is a hard journey. There's no sugarcoating that. But with the right framework, by shifting how you see your role and by using these practical tools, it is a navigable one. This is the kind of whole-person approach that dedicated advocates and therapy centers are really championing.
If you take just one thing away today, please let it be this. You are not an afterthought. Your health, your stability, your well-being, that is the single most valuable asset in this entire journey. And protecting that asset isn't selfish. It's the absolute heart of good, sustainable, long-term Parkinson's management.
I want to leave you with this really powerful thought from Alexander Reed. This isn't a story that comes with a guaranteed happy ending, but it is one that's absolutely filled with possibility. The possibility to not just get by, but to actually reinforce your lives, together, through a shared purpose. Thank you so much for your time.